Hi there, my beautiful people. This is once more Dr. Rosaline Sebolao coming to you from Home of Inspiration. On this last month of 2021, wow, it has been such a great year of experience, and many reflections that we've had. And today, as we close off this year, I'm very excited to say we are just focusing on being grateful, gratitude, and celebrating our lives with these two beautiful ladies who happen to be my daughters, Letshego Sebolao and Tshegofatso. So it's Letshego Keitumetse, Tshegofatso Boitumelo. So so we're just going to have a free session, a relaxed session where we just want to reflect and show gratitude. And the first thing that I need to say is I'm grateful for you, my viewers, for having subscribed to this YouTube channel, for having commented. You have always been faithful to us and having built us with your reflections, with your comments. I just want to say thank you so much and continue to share these videos because they might be helping some people out there. While we focus on professional development and life coaching in Home of Inspiration, we are also just here to reflect on many people's lives who have actually demonstrated the professionalism in their lives, the lessons that we've learned from them. So I believe that you might be also one of those. Who knows? One day I might be talking to one of you. I'm excited. So, to start with, let me just let them introduce themselves briefly and just say one thing. Why are you grateful this year?
Firstly, you're really good at this. Sorry. I'm a little nervous. I don't know why. My name is Letshego Sebolao, Letshego Sebolao, and I am a fashion designer and stylist. And I forgot to mention this on your podcast. I am into film as well.
Oh, wow. Yes.
I don't respect you. I don't respect myself. I forgot it about me. Like it was about me, not you.
But
anyway,
yeah.
What I am grateful for is you're so much. Firstly, the fact that we're able to wake up every day. Great health. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the wisdom that you've imparted over the years. I'm grateful for Home of Inspiration.
Yes.
15
years.
15 years and still going strong.
True.
I remember it started here. We were sitting here with so many of our friends, and you'd encourage us and you teach us so much about self-worth and self-love. And that's things that I will carry throughout.
Unbelievable. It was in 2005 when I taught them about self-discovery, and we had about 13 young girls, including them. Wow, great memories. You, madam.
Welcome to the Royal Mogul podcast.
I'll chase you out.
Hi, I am Tshegofatso Boitumelo. I am obviously twin to Lee, daughter to Rosaline, and I am a creative. I'd summarize it like that: a creative and entrepreneur, podcaster, makeup artist, social media marketing, events management. Telemanagement.
Shoo.
Are
my ears?
It just goes on. That's all I just say. I'm a creative. And what I'm grateful for is breathing, as Lee said.
So true.
But most importantly, for my parents, because they have, without their wisdom and guidance, I don't think we would personally be where we are today and have the freedom to express ourselves creatively the way we have, and have this list of career options that I have. For me, it just keeps adding on and adding on and adding on. And the other most important thing I am grateful for is self-awareness. 2021 has been a year of transition, I think, for all of us, but it just depends on how you have been transitioning. And my transitioning has been in me realizing who I am, what I'm capable of, what I am good at giving, I guess, and most importantly, realizing that I'm an asset.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. Realizing that I'm an asset and you being aware of how to use that skill on its own. So
Grateful. That's amazing. All right. Thank you so much for your gratitude. Just to start off our conversation.
No, wait,
I
what
need
are you grateful
to.
for? Did you say?
Are you Rosaline now?
Oh, geez.
You see, it looks like I've really multiplied myself because they want to take over my.
And it can easily happen, but no, we're not doing that today.
Okay. Okay. I think what is important that I really am grateful of is as we celebrated our birthdays. Remember, friends, December is our birthday month. They celebrated theirs on the 19th, and on the 23rd, I celebrated mine. And I just felt that we need to say we're celebrating our lives. We are being grateful to God for the life that we still have. Because throughout 2020 and 2021, many people have been affected, and some people lost their lives due to COVID, due to many other, things. But God still kept us for a purpose. So that is why I feel we need to be grateful. We thought this YouTube video must just say gratitude. So we are grateful for our lives. We are grateful for the gifts that God has, given us from birth, and the fact that we know them. Because there are people who are not aware, like you say, self-awareness, you are grateful for that. There are people who are not aware that they have gifts, and it is dangerous because people then just live their lives. I always say you don't go into a new day and say, I'll see what the day holds for me. You need to know exactly, what am I going to do with my gift today? What am I going to do to bless another person? And that's one thing I'm also grateful for, that we have been a blessing to many people. You have been a blessing to this family, to me, to your father, and to your little brother, because in many ways we had many challenges. So if you just think about 2021, all of us have gone through stages, through challenges. But you know what? God has taken us through that. And we have always used our strengths. You used your being an asset to bless us, to strengthen us as a family. You used your skills of communicating in this family and saying, I think this is how we can handle this. And together, we made it. But I always say I'm thankful, I'm grateful to God. And I'm also grateful to you, my viewers, to all those people who purchased my book. Because remember how this YouTube video was birthed is as when I published my wisdom from the School of Life. That book, the people that purchased it, the interactions that I've had with them has been empowering to me. And I believe it's still going to empower many other people, as I will actually introduce in the January 2022 my plans for with wisdom going forward, because I just want to say I'm grateful that this month is the 12th, actually the 13th month that these YouTube videos have been going on. We started in December 2020 and here we are. Yes. That's why I called it gratitude. There are many things that we can be grateful for. But whenever we start something, we do not know what will happen. We pray and hope that it will succeed. But the fact that without fail, in some months we actually recorded twice.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, and I want to say again, I know I've said it to Ntetekazi, my editor of these videos. She's an amazing young girl.
Yes.
She has been with me. I actually recorded with her in December 2020
when you started.
When I started, and she has been consistently helping me on this editing. And I just want to say, well done, Tetekazi Nyezi. Thank you so much for your great work. All right, so
and congratulations for expanding, because you also did amazing work with my
podcast.
I'm coming next. For you, I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably still be stuck editing the 4th episode or whatever. But I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Oh yeah, and
Before
she's
you
very
continue,
creative.
sorry,
Yeah.
When you, sorry.
Yeah, no, this is how it's going to be today.
So the thing is, when my mom and I have conversations, we can have 10 conversations at once because it makes sense to us. But when this lady's around, we always have to compartmentalize every conversation. But this is regular for us. I just sit here quiet. I wanted to say, when you spoke of your book title, it just made me remember Wisdom from the School of Life, is that you're an academic. You're well qualified, you're a doctor, you just always studying. And if you could have easily said wisdom from based on your academic career. And what I just realized, a lot of us miss that life itself is educational.
Yes.
I went as far as matric qualification. I studied, yes, but I didn't finish and be qualified. But there's so many lessons that I've gained from life. All these things that I'm mentioning that I do, I never went to school for. I taught myself,
Yes.
I like Google is my best friend, researching from people, having conversations with people to learn, seeking mentors and everything else. That is one important thing that I think people should pay attention to. So when you do buy her book, make sure you also find a mentor as well, someone who can help you through. Don't always, and I'm not speaking against going to school, but if you are not able to, don't make it your number one priority, that you actually stifle your growth by always waiting to be in a classroom. Your classroom is the moment you wake up and you switch on your phone, TV, or whatever the case is. But anyway,
that's so true.
That's just
I
my
mean,
2 cents.
you know, in Afrikaans they say the apple val nie ver van die boom. So
in English they say the apple doesn't fall from the tree. Our first language was Afrikaans, but I'm tired. English.
So what I like from what you're saying is that lessons are everywhere.
Yeah.
Lessons are everywhere. Life is the best university.
Sure.
It is the best university because what I've learned from the universities that I've studied in, I didn't get anything better than what I'm getting in life. The people that I interacted with, and I think this book really as it's even inspiring me as well. Every time I read it and I'm like, really, it is, and I still continue to interact with people that I learn so much from. Now, Lee, it's Letshego, we call her Lee. Yeah, you have many lessons also. I mean, I remember your fashion designing. You might have interacted with some people. Which person would you say, I'm so grateful that I have interacted with that person from fashion in any other,
Wow.
Yeah.
Nonikasa. I thought of her.
Yeah.
Immediately, I wanted to answer for you. I thought of her.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Nonikasa, like she is like amazing. She is intelligent and she's so well spoken. Like she was my lecturer at the school I went to. I will not mention that school.
We're not promoting here.
She was my lecturer for a few months, but in that short period of time, I learned so much. She was my lecturer doing PR.
Okay.
One of the subjects that we did, and just the way she carries herself and her understanding of the industry and fashion itself. It's more than just how you look and how you present yourself, but it goes deeper than that. Understanding the history of it and understanding purpose, like what is your reason for doing certain things.
True.
So yeah, I've always loved her. Before she was even my lecturer, before I even went to Joburg, like just paging through magazines and watching her and seeing her do such amazing things, from presenting to being doing PR and magazine covers.
Great. Wow. Now I remember I knew Nonikas because of you. I didn't know her before. So the way you always had.
We organized an event. She was supposed to come and be one of the judges for a fashion competition that we had here, but obviously things didn't work out properly. But just being able to get to that point, like for me, it proved that anything is possible. You can achieve it, and the fact that she was willing to even come down and be part of it, I was grateful for that.
Okay, great. And because she's my daughter, and I'm also grateful for the diligence This is one word that I will always remember, because at school, like Tshegofatso says, me and her are the same. Lee is a bit slow. She needs her time, And at school, she got a certificate for diligence. And I'm like, I really studied this word. And I realized that this is something that you've always, you always work hard, put more pressure on what you want to achieve. And that's what I saw, because she indicated both of them went to fashion designing but could not complete the 2 years without a certificate. But she designs for me, she designs for many people. I want to also come to Keitumetse. The person that we are also, as a family, we are so grateful for.
Absolutely.
Collectively, and I know that you would like to share a little bit about Mama Keitumetse.
My gosh, where do I even begin? I remember our cousin, there's this dress that I wanted, that I saw Lily Ellen wearing. I wanted this dress so badly. And Mama Kipu made it exactly the same. I just took it from a magazine. I was like, Ma, this is what I want. She's like, woo, hey. I'm like, this is dress. And she literally did that. And for me, I appreciate her so much, because with anything that I struggled with, yes, I didn't finish at school, but I came back. I spent a year here at home with her, and she taught me, like, everything that I know about sewing now, I learned from her. And not only sewing, but your attitude towards your work, your attitude towards people, how you speak to people, how you treat yourself, how you carry yourself, and just producing quality at all times. I'm very grateful for her.
Yeah, always, definitely.
Glad she got but love you.
Yeah, no, Keitumetse has been such a great asset to our family. Yep. She and to date, even when I wear something, they always ask me, who did this? And I would say Keitumetse. It's like, wow, that woman has been sewing for more than 30 years. And I'm like, for more than the rest of her life, she has been. So those are the people that we need to say we are grateful for, and we always pray to God to continue blessing them. There are many people, we're not really going about people, but we're saying, what is it? You might be sitting there and watching. Just think about the things that you are grateful about. I mean, we sometimes take life for granted, and we want to look at big things. But you can look at small things and say, thank you, Lord, for this. Or, I'm grateful for this. And gratitude, once you become grateful, you get more things. Yeah. True. When you appreciate little things, you get bigger ones. And so, yes. What do you want to share again? You are grateful about your royal mogul. I know.
Yes. So the most important thing I think I'm grateful for is opportunity.
Yes. Before you go further,
I told you.
A friend of mine.
Before we do, it's okay.
Don't forget, a friend of mine asked me, Cheryl, Auntie Cheryl from Cape Town. She asked me a day or two ago. She says, if you are to think of 2021, what are the 3 things that would come to you? And I'm like, opportunity. Yep. Educative, because 2021 has been educative.
Yes.
And what did I say the 3rd one? But I just remembered, but I know I said, when you said it. Go ahead.
I'm grateful for opportunity. I'm grateful for the people that I've met. I'm grateful for people I've worked with. And the ability to, even in so I'm an ambivert. Ambivert is a combination of an introvert and extrovert. And with that, I realized that sometimes my insecurities have become so heightened that I feel like I'm not worthy enough of achieving certain things or doing something. But at the same time, I fight it and I do it. So having having had the opportunity to explore every career path or every creative idea that I've had has been amazing. One other person that I'm grateful of meeting is Mapaseka Mukwele. Muspasi is one of my most favorite people, and when I was in talent management, she's one of the people that I worked with. And when we go on trips together, like we bond so well. You swear she's like an older sister or whatnot, and the wisdom that came from her as well was just so powerful. And then she later realized, like, oh, your birthday's on the 19th? Actually, that's my cousin's birthday. And it's like, oh, it makes sense why we get along, you know? So for those type of opportunities, I'm grateful because that has opened doors for me. And I've been in Johannesburg for 15 years. And what I'm grateful for is I've never had to present a qualification for any of the jobs that I've had. It's always me.
Yeah.
I'm the qualification.
Yeah.
I had to present myself. I had to, when I explore different channel, there are always people willing to give me the opportunity to explore PR, whatever it is, and then I just build on that. So I'm pretty grateful for a lot of things. But in a nutshell, the foundation of it all is opportunity. So yeah.
When you talk about makeup, who are the public figures that you remember that you did their faces and that really made you feel, confident in your work?
Lerato Shabalala, she was the editor of True Love magazine, and I was interning at Urban Brew at the time. She was one of the first people that I worked on, and she was going on 3 Talk. And my mentor, Simpiwe, she was like, go. I'm like, I only have 30 minutes. I don't think, here I am. And I was like, no. She was just calm because you come across people that are very picky and their attitude towards makeup artists is not that great. But then she was like, no, you do your work, it's fine. And she's like, if you're happy with it, I'm happy. It's a representation of you. And she walked out of there looking beautiful. She was happy. I looked on camera and she looked amazing, Ma Grasha Michelle, I worked on her, I think it was the UN something, I can't remember, and Angelina Jolie was there at the time. I saw her when we were done at, oh my god, Michelangelo, when we were done, we were working on a lot of dignitaries and African presidents, female presidents and first wives and whatnot, first ladies. And it was just so amazing to be around all those beautiful people. And when we were about to leave, just there by the staircase, with a bunch of security, you just saw Angelina Jolie walk out, and I was like, my god, if I had to work on her, I would have died. Mama Grasha Michelle, who else? It's
Mama
a lot.
Basi.
Mama Basi, Basisana Kumalo, I've worked on her as well. Like, yeah, I've had many opportunities with people in the industry, and even beyond makeup only, in terms of events, talent management, or etc. Ranakas, I've worked with her when we were still working with Somizi as well. So it's a lot of people. But within that, I was affirmed in how I presented myself, how I carried myself, and with professionalism. And that in itself has to just constantly build you. Never become cocky, never become too egotistic. Maintain humility at all times. Even if you are affirmed on a public platform, always make sure that you remain grounded, because those things can change just like that.
That's an opportunity, many opportunities that presented themselves and you made use of them effectively. Lee, I'm going to focus on your fashion designing. I remember you did, matric farewell dresses of many young people. And I know how stressful those periods become. But you might just remember 1 or 2 that really made you feel like, wow, I'm grateful.
Yes. Lee Tshego Sebolao.
One of my favorite dresses.
Our niece.
Sure.
I enjoyed making that dress. I prayed over the fabric because also when
Mama Keitumetse taught you that.
Yeah, Mama Keitumetse taught me that. Like, never say no, I can't do this. If you struggle, pray about it, ask for guidance, and you will see it through. I remember Mama Esther came to me and said, listen, we've got this challenge, she wants this dress, and it was like, okay, we're gonna do it, we're gonna make it. I went to go buy the fabric, and I was honestly very nervous because I'm like, this is a huge project.
As the head girl.
As the head girl of the school, and everyone will be looking out for her. I'm like, this is a huge project, but I did it. It came out beautifully. She loved it. She was very happy, and I pride myself in that dress till this day. I still say like that is one of my favorite outfits. And I want to also acknowledge one lady who's now late, She helped me with that dress because there were some challenges
Yeah.
that was my Mama Kitu in Joburg.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes. Whatever issues I had, I'm like, Steza, can you please help? It's like, okay, come through. You can even sleep over at the house. She helps. Like, okay, this is how you're gonna do this. Da, 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 da. So that's how I finished the dress with her assistance and her guidance, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, that dress.
Yeah.
Till this day.
Yeah.
Oh, Wakamatsi Tetekazi, which was 2 years ago. Yes. No, her matric was
last
2 years ago.
2 years
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, her dress as well.
Sure.
Magical.
Yeah.
Magical, and I love it.
Amazing. Now, this brings me to the gratitude of the two of you working together. Because I saw it with Neuhala.
Yes.
The two of you work together, and with Tshego, because you did their dresses and she did the makeup. So you just traveling from Joburg to Bloemfontein, traveling from Joburg to Mafikeng to go and just work together. And I see that as a great gift that God gave you, that your gifts are complementing one another. So every time, I know that in that there are a lot of fights, I know, but at the end, what comes out becomes such a beautiful product. And I just say to God, thank you, Lord, for these gifts. And I wrote that in the book to say how I affirmed you with the words. God has blessed me with the words to be able to affirm my children. It doesn't matter what happens. Now, we are all getting emotional here. But there was a time when Lee, sometimes we think, like I say, wisdom is not education. It is not having that certificate that you have. But there was a time when we had a challenge with your little brother, where he was admitted somewhere, and then he did, certain things. He didn't want to talk to me, and I'm very close to him, but that time he didn't. But Lee managed to. I remember you connecting us from, she was in Gauteng, I'm in Bloemfontein, the boy is in hospital. I call, he doesn't want to answer me. You called him to order. Just there and there. You didn't, and you said you are going to speak to Mom. So you connected us on the call. We were like in a teleconference.
Until today, you still managed to
She still does that to date. So that's why I just want, without really going deeper into emotional stuff, I don't want to go there. But that is a great, something that I will always be grateful for. You have your way to him with the skills and what she has a way of speaking into him. Even he is also aware that, if I want this, I'll go to Tshegofatso. If I want this, I'll go to Letshego. So he is aware. So those are the kind of things that we are grateful for. Even my husband knows that, Letshego will talk to Olebring. You understand? So those are the kind of things. And I know that in every family, in your family, you might, have certain skills, certain, attributes that you have. You will never be the same. I am doing coaching, and it's difficult to coach your own children. So I also rely on certain people. And I just want to bring in my coach, Nothemba. She is an amazing, I have many coaches that I interacted with at where I did my coaching. But there was a time when you said, Mama, I'm doing so many things. And I'm like, I know, because you are like me. So I said, Nothemba, can you just spare just like an hour and talk to Tshegofatso? After she spoke to her, she was Nothemba. And here she is. She's just, I'm seeing amazing gifts from both of them. That just God is revealing. And He's revealing through circumstances. He's revealing through people That is why I'm saying life is the best university.
Yep,
You want to
that's
share a little bit about that experience?
Oh, that is a lot. Where do I even begin? So for me, as much as I was aware that I'm in a transitional space, I just didn't know how to transition. I started therapy, yes, but it didn't feel like it was enough. And she's the one that literally set the foundation or broke everything down in a way I thought, oh, okay, this is what's happening. So my self-awareness, my full self-awareness began properly when I had conversations with her, because for a long time you hear people telling you what you are, but you hear it, but you don't hear it because you don't see that in yourself. You just give, but without reflecting. And that's the most important thing, that if I'm capable of doing this, by the way, I designed.
Oh my word. See?
So I never used to do that, of saying, oh no, I did that. I'm capable of doing that. I mean, and having a conversation with her, she's like, no, go reflect back on what you've been writing. Go reflect back on your own podcast and your words and see what you're saying, because everybody else sees, but you don't, which is the most important thing. And with realizing that, you don't just move in life, you become aware of what your skills really are, what you are able to give, and what you should be actually paying for as well, or being paid to do. Because sometimes your skills you just give out for free without realizing that actually this skill is a business and I could use it as such. But you just say, I'm blessing, and in your blessings you are running dry.
Yeah.
So in the process of that, I got to learn, fill yourself up. We hear it. We
Yeah.
hear it. We hear it as well.
But we
Fill
don't
your well.
apply.
Don't give from an empty cup. But it's like, what does that really mean? And that is literally from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Every part of you. You have to constantly keep filling that. So that was an amazing experience.
Wow.
And a very emotional one. And every time I reflect back to it, and it was only one session. We haven't really started, so you can just imagine what more is there to be discovered about myself. So I'm very grateful for that moment.
Yeah. You see, it's important for us to realize that we have so much to give to ourselves, even before you give to others. So until that time, you always say, Mama, you don't rest. You always doing this for me. But because you don't understand this me, that I always fill myself up. I make sure that every morning I fill myself up with words, with the word of God, with prayers, everything. When I leave my house, I am filled. And when I do something to other people, at some point, in some way, I'm feeling myself, because this is me. We are different. You understand? Yeah, and there are a lot of things that we can be grateful for. Anything that you'd like to share, Lee? In addition to what? There she goes.
Oh, sorry. I have a
Go
There
ahead.
she goes.
I have a moment, which I hope doesn't make me too emotional. The one person I'm truly grateful for is my dad, and I have a very, very soft spot for that man. And on our birthday, something happened where I was just overwhelmed with everything that's been happening this year, and I was crying. My sister was there comforting me. I was crying. He got here, found me crying, didn't know what's happening. And the one moment I think I've been craving for a very long time is the affection he gave me in that moment. I was able to cry into his arms for the longest time and release whatever I was feeling. And I think every child needs that and deserves that, to just be held by their dad and be comforted and be told that everything's going to be okay and just let it out. And I think after that moment, I realized that I don't need anything else. This is all I've wanted, we talk about love languages and what it means to every single one of us and whatnot. And what we realize is that sometimes the love language you give out, you expect people to love you how you want to be loved. You know, my love language is words of affirmation and affection and whatnot, and sometimes you give that to other people in hopes that they'll give it back, and that's not how it works. You then miss the next person's love language, and with him as well, I got to understand what his love language is, but in that moment I felt mine being fed by my dad, you know, and you get to realize like, oh, okay, this is what I've been needing all this time. And without being aware of that, without realizing it, you end up seeking that from the wrong people. And as women, you end up seeing it from men, and you know, end up being in the wrong relationships, etc., etc. But in that moment, I felt so free to just let it all out, cry, be comforted. Like I held him so tight, and it was so fulfilling, and it was so filling. So I'm very, very grateful for him. I'm very grateful for that moment, and how he continues to love and protect us. You as kids, you look at other people and you're like, why am I not loved like that? But then you miss the type of love that is in
that
your
you're receiving in your home.
It doesn't mean if he's not affectionate, he's not loving. He's loving you in different ways. Without fail, this man will remind us of the car whiskey, of the tires. The car is parked in front of my house.
Expired.
He will call me from Bloom and say, have you checked your car disc? I can reach like this thing has expired for a month. I drive it every day, but I don't remember to, you know.
Wow.
And it's such a blessing that, appreciate him for what he's able to give you. Don't say, oh, but you didn't love me this way. You didn't. No, he is loving you. He's made sure that we are never without anything. I know I never have to go seek anything from any man or whatnot, because my dad is always there providing, you know. So I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for the role that he's played for all of us, including my little brother. We did an exercise the other day, and it was so special. It started off with this as a typical game of throwing in obviously how you're gonna catch it, how far you're gonna go. And I was playing with him, and in that our communication was so solid. It wasn't a lot, but in body language, in just a few words, we got to understand each other. And he pointed out that, because when I received the egg, it was cracked. It was cracked because as he kept catching it, he had his rings on. So obviously I cracked. So when it got to me, I was like, yo, it's cracky. So when it comes back, it might be. And honestly, so he removed his rings, and the moment it got back into his hands, it broke, and he held onto it. He could have just dropped it and said, but he held onto it, and he pointed out something very important, that what he learned from that was honesty and commitment. So I was honest in telling him that the egg is cracked. So just be mindful. That's communication and honesty. And commitment for him is him holding on no matter what. So how we understood it, I looked at it from a business sense. And Mama broke it down from a family and personal sense. No matter what happens, no matter how hard, how dark or whatever, he's always here holding us. And I was a supporting hand underneath, so that if he decides to let go, the egg is going to fall in my hand. So as a family, you have to constantly hold on to each other, support one another, and carry one another. Because aside from the five of us, even if people are there to hold you, they're not going to hold you like
the way
these people in this house. So
now you brought out something
just to add
powerful.
On, I think, because I feel like I'm more close to Papa than the two of them. That exercise was necessary because it brought them much closer, especially after what had happened with your breakdown. It just solidified your relationship. Here there was a communication barrier, but now we can find something to talk about.
True. And it's so true. And I never thought of bringing this exercise, because I just thought, let's go out and go play this, because I always use this with students, but let's do it as a family. Because even when I talk about planning, I say, it's funny how we strategize for organizations, but we don't strategize for our lives, for your personal life. So that I'm happy what it brought. And maybe because we can, if we have to talk about gratitude, we can talk the whole day.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a good way. What you brought now is actually very exciting to say, how do we close 2021? As families, we need to be grateful for one another. We need to be grateful for each and every member of your family.
Yeah.
And my husband always say, we are 5 of us. We need to love each other, and we need to be grateful for the little things that we achieve every time. I mean, I said to them, whatever happened in 2021, God still has us in His hands.
Yep.
And we as parents are still here because God gave you to us to take care of you. You are His, you're not ours. And we must make sure that we fulfill that role. And sometimes as children, they might not see that. They might not want to. They might, break, but we keep on. If that egg like yours and Ole broke down on the floor, you picked it up. You had to get and clean the mess. So I always say, whatever mess that happens in this, us trying to hold your children, we continue to, clean the mess and make a message out of it. So I think I'm grateful for the many messages that I had through these 3 children. You'd remember in one of the podcasts I recorded with my son, talking about his book, Elevation Requires Isolation. So we continue to support one another, and I'm grateful. I am very grateful for my husband. I mean, in February will be 32 years in this marriage. That's gratitude. I need to be grateful for that. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful to all of you, my viewers. That's me trying to say, can we close? Otherwise,
I'm happy.
Gratitude.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I am
and I am grateful for the many young people that I've worked with through this podcast, these YouTube videos, but also at the university and different universities, in life in general, at church, because I believe we are blessed to be a blessing. And every time I touch one life, I know that I'm touching the nations, because that person will go out there and say, I heard one word from Mama Rosaline, and that word changed my life. And I have already seen the work that you're doing. You have been saying every time you get some money, you commit to supporting one black girl's business. That for me is saying, I have taught well. Thank you, Lord. That's gratitude. You are saying, I need to bless somebody else. You understand? So you, at some point, you'd say, there's a child who does not have a matric farewell dress, and you would go and do at your own cost. That for me is understanding that we are blessed to be a blessing. And of course, your names are blessings.
Yeah.
Blessing and happiness.
Do you want to conclude? Otherwise, we'll be here forever.
Please, can you, for a lot of people that struggle to tell us apart, can you just explain how guide them?
Also, no, I'm not going to do that. They must just look at them, and just tell they are my children.
Yeah,
no.
till this day, it's still a thing.
Yeah.
Who's who? How do?
No.
First, like the other day was telling me, okay, now who's Lee? Who's Tshegofatso? I'm like, you've known us for so many years. We went to high school together. Till this day, you still don't know. So, but
our face shapes are different, guys. And doesn't matter how much weight we gain or lose, I always look bigger than Lee. I'm round, she is diamond shaped. The hairstyles are never the same. So many things. Also,
yeah.
Beauty spot right here. Well,
so that's that. But in conclusion, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
2022 is coming. I know that people are always saying, we've been saying the year is going to be better. It will be the way you want it to be.
Amen.
Life is what you make it.
Absolutely.
I always declare my year that it's going to be the best, and it becomes the way I declare it. Whatever happens, are
the
lessons.
challenges?
Those are lessons. I don't talk about failures. Those are lessons. So all of us need to say, thank you, Lord, for 2021. I've learned so much, and I'm going to take these lessons through to 2022. And I'm going to make 2022 the greatest year of my life. Every year becomes the greatest for all of us. So remember to subscribe, comment, and like.
And ring the bell.
And share.
And also go to the Royal Mogul podcast and do the same.
You'll also get this video at Royal Mogul podcast. So thank you so much for your time throughout the year, and looking forward to 2022. We have also great news that we'll share with you. And who knows, I might be with some of you on my podcast.
Absolutely.
Have a blessed. You want to say something again?
Yo,
Hey, this girl never finishes. Well, I thought. Okay,
Can
great.
I say something to you,
Yes.
please?
Okay.
You said we may say our last gratitude. So my
I've
last
got
gratitude.
also one more.
Oh my word. So we'll never say
No,
bye.
but this one is important. People
We're
that
gonna
we
say
need
bye.
to recognize.
Okay.
Yes, we're gonna say bye. I want to say I'm grateful for you.
Okay.
Through every single challenge, obstacle, whatever we go through, you remain positive, you remain bright, you remain a light to everybody else. And sometimes I want to fight you for it, because
Yes.
I just don't get it.
She gets annoyed. She
I
says,
get
Mama.
annoyed, and I'm like, just allow me to be just for a second. Let me be angry for a second. And I'm grateful for that attitude, because just after that moment, I regulate myself and I'm like, she's right. I shouldn't, And the fact that you maintain that with every single person, no matter. Hey man, hey man, it's a lot. But thank you, and continue doing this. It's amazing. You actually inspired me to continue doing this, and every single thing you've affirmed us of since Rodobanyani is slowly starting to unfold. So it's all about patience, understanding, and just doing things when the time is right, and the way you understand it, or the way it works for you. But it's crazy to realize that every single thing she has told us to do, and we're like,
happening
it's
now.
not for me, I don't want it.
Now they're doing it.
Slowly stepping into it. If that's not wisdom, I don't know what is. But thank you.
Great.
There's a family that I'm very grateful for. The Oladapos. Uncle Dayo and Manipelo.
Yes.
Those are like such amazing people. That's Mama's adopted sister, Manipelo. And Uncle Dayo has been such an amazing assistant dad to us, like in Joburg, whatever issues we have. Not even, Lotakolo or whatever, but just having someone else to speak to. On that side, when my dad is not available, I am very grateful for them, and he's guided us a lot. And yeah,
thank you.
Very grateful for them.
Great. Now I'm gonna close. Otherwise, these two will not stop. Thank you so much.
Stop. It's you two.
Have a
No, I'm joking.
have a great ending of 2021. Take the lessons to 2022 and have a prosperous lives in 2022. We love you. See you in 2022.
Bye.
Bye.